rih is used, it involves punishment also. وَفِي عَادٍ إِذْ أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمُ الرِّيحَ الْعَقِيمِ And we sent upon Ad, الرِّيحَ الْعَقِيمِ, that wind which was very destructive. وَأَمَّا عَادٌ فَأُهْلِكُوا بِرِيحٍ صَرْصَرٍ عَاتِيَةٍ Again about Ad, Allah uses the word rih. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يُرْسِلُ الرِّيَاحَ بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ He sends a riyah, the winds, is plural, but it has the meaning of, the gentle winds, the winds that bring benefits for mankind. بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ Before the coming of His mercy. وَأَرْسَلْنَا الرِّيَاحَ لَوَاقِحَ And we send the winds to fertilize the trees and the plants and so on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala carries the seeds with the winds, and they go about fertilizing the land and so on, right? So riyah. So now Allah uses the word rih with Sulaiman alayhi salam. So which one is it? Well, it's Sulaiman riha ghuduha shahrun wa rawahuha shahr. And for Sulaiman, the wind, its outward journey was 1 month and its return journey was 1 month. The word rih is used. Perhaps you would think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give Sulaiman alayhi salam command of the gentle breeze, the breeze that will bring benefits to mankind. But the word that is used here is rih. Rih. Sulaiman alayhi salam had under his control the violent winds. They were under his control. Not the soft, gentle winds alone, but the violent ones were under his control. Just as the shayateen. The shayateen were under his control. Right? The unruly jinns were under his control. So here is the difference. Maybe you'll be thinking Allah will give him the winds that will bring benefits to mankind, the soft, gentle winds and so on. No, he had control of the wild, violent winds, and the wild, violent devils also. Right? I think we are really running out of time, so this is throughout the entire Quran. So if this is one aspect of the study of the Quran that has gained more and more momentum in these days. And I think each one of us should look at it when we are reciting the Quran, study it in the usage of the words in the Quran, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses every word. Even if you don't understand it fully, just think deeply about it and what it can mean in that particular context in which it is used. And can there be another substitute for it? Many of the scholars are saying no, there is no substitute for any word that is used in any part of the Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us.
Jazakallah khair, Imam. And actually we are requesting Imam Saab to start a class on this kind of a topic in January. So all of you are free to push Imam Saab to do that. So moving right along, inshallah, we have, I think Haris already covered it really well. Brother Hassan, mashallah, he's been here for the last 4 or 5 years, and I think some of us got a chance to spend a lot of time with him, some of us spent little time with him, but alhamdulillah, every single one of us, he's impacted, and we're really, really gonna miss him. So we had a very small token of appreciation, and I'll ask Imam Saab to present it if Brother Hassan would like to come up. So very simple, a gift. It's a bottle. You can take. It's for cold drinks and for hot drinks. So what was the point of this? The point of this.
More coffee.
Yes. Of course, we all know that he loves coffee. So inshallah, whenever he drinks coffee in Makkah, he will remember us. And also, of course, whenever he drinks Zamzam water, inshallah, we as a community will request you to please remember us in your prayers. And there's no gift wrap, but when Imam Saab presents to you, you can just pull this down and you'll see a message.
Will it try now or?
Yeah, pull it down.
Let's hold it. For the picture.
Well, pull this.
This one? Okay. Oh, wow. I will miss you too.
But it just simply says MCMC will really miss you, that's all. And I think that's very true for every single one of us. So with that, inshallah, if Imam Sahib can say a few words, and I'll also hand it over to Brother Hassan. He's in a hurry to go to Makkah, so it could be because he loves Makkah, it also could be because he's tired of tired of it.
Alhamdulillah. Well, I've spoken a lot already. My throat is very dry now, so it would be
So
long.
you need more coffee.
I need coffee. Yeah, I need a rice. Brother Ghassan has been with us for how long? For 4 years, alhamdulillah. And ever since he came here, I think he has mixed very well with the community. I think almost everybody has gotten to know him. If not everybody, especially those who come regularly, you know Brother Ghassan, and he's been, he has such a unique quality. I've looked at it and I've admired that quality, how he's been able to mix with everyone and be so friendly with everyone. And that is perhaps even before he started sharing the coffee and the other things that he brings, right? So it is not tied to the coffee as such. It is a quality that he has.
Yeah, one joke, Sheikh. I'm sorry. One joke aside. So the only thing we can't mix is what? Sugar with Saudi coffee.
MashaAllah. I don't know, maybe we can try it and see if it works. Recently, I'm not sure, is it you who also prepared the tea and you bring it? Recently, we've been preparing tea also to bring it. So we thank him for all of that, and we thank him for being here in this community with us for 4 years, interacting so very nicely that everybody has a nice feeling about him, I'm sure, and that when he goes away, definitely he will be missed. Hopefully, inshallah, we'll be in contact with him whenever any one of us goes to Mecca for Umrah, for Hajj or so, we'll be able to be in contact with him. Besides that, by email and otherwise, hopefully we'll still remain in contact. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep him safe, and him and his family as they are returning. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for their return to be one that is joyful in terms of their return to their families there. We hope, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that to be a joyful, a very happy return for them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable him to settle down once again, resume his life over there in Mecca, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him a good place in the society, a good maybe job and so on, because perhaps if that is not already lined up, would be the first thing that he's looking for. If he doesn't remain in Mecca, wherever he goes, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rahmah be with him, with the family. We ask him also to convey from all of us our salams to his father, to his parents and other relatives. These are the things that I can think of saying immediately. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to benefit you from what you have given to the community here.
Allah is Have a seat, please. Sheikh Fuad, come on. Sit. I'm not sitting. طيب. يلا عمي الشيخ جدي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين. So subhanAllah, I don't know what to say. Usually whenever I give a khutbah in particular, I love to prepare something with me. So once I was giving khutbah in Mecca, and since most likely I don't have access to a printer back home, even here, so I always use my Kindle, for example, or cell phone. So I gave the khutbah in my local masjid in Mecca with the Kindle. They say, oh, see. So first and foremost, my parents, whom I called yesterday, they convey their salams and their greetings to everyone here. I think I told you many times that my dad always keeps Masjid 1000 in his dua, 1000 Hosnain. This is how he calls MCMC. The other thing is, I would like to thank you, all of you. I'm very grateful. I owe you a great deal of, a great debt actually of gratitude. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can compensate you. But I really, from the bottom of my heart, I would love to highlight these two great gentle imams who are sitting in front of me. It is after Allah's permission, by the way. After Allah's permission, it is these two great individuals who allowed me to lead salawat, to teach the classes. So I'm very grateful to them. And I do not deserve a breakfast to be dedicated to me, but rather it is these two great people who have been serving this community since I was in high school. May Allah bless them. So I would like to recognize them. And subhanAllah, Shaykh was talking about Quran today, and the gift I have for him is a book that has Ma'ani al-Kalimat, Gharib al-Quran.
This is not the first book he has given me. He gave me maybe this is the third, perhaps different tafsir that he has given to me. MashaAllah, may Allah reward him tremendously.
As for Sheikh Fuad, since he is giving us the Monday talks, so I think this book will help him a lot. This is Riyadh al-Salihin with a commentary in Arabic. So I hope you find it beneficial. Now, what should I say? Is it time for Salah yet? No. I'm just kidding. So I just have three actually messages I would love to leave you with. So number one, and this is pretty much to me personally, if you will, but it could be applicable to all of us here. Now, when you look back, for example, when I look back at the 4 years, alhamdulillah, I have spent here with you, Allahumma lak alhamd, I'm so grateful. Allah has blessed me to do many things. Allahumma lak alhamd, may Allah accept. It is only Allah's help and permission. I deserve no credit for this. But you know, when you look back, and this is should be our attitude when it comes to khair and doing good, we always can do better. So for example, if you were teaching for 2 days, 3 days, you could have done the whole entire week. If you were teaching only one class, you could have done 2, 3, 4. So when it comes to khair, always strive. It's a competition whose result is what? Jannah, inshallah. So we are competing in the ranks of Jannah. So when it comes, for example, to complete the Quran in Ramadan, if you do only once, this is great. But there are many people who are doing 2. If you are doing 2, there are many people who are doing 3. And this is applicable in many aspects when it comes to deen and khair. This is number 1. Number 2, when you have an opportunity, seize it. Use it before you lose it. And do not abuse it. Now, and believe me, this is not about me personally. But how many people, since I came here, they have told me that we would love to sit with you to study Quran, Tajweed, Arabic, Adhan, whatever. And both of us are still waiting up until today for this day to sit with one another. Again, it's not about me as a person, but Allah has blessed us in this part of the US with amazing institutions, with amazing programs as well. So seize this opportunity, be grateful. Wallahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, you feel sometimes you don't live in the West. You know, mention how many places they have masajid like this where you can walk actually to the masjid. You feel like in an Islamic country. You pass by many days where you don't even need to speak English. Mostly here is Urdu, but okay, so alhamdulillah, this is a great ni'mah. Lastly, Allah, this comes to my mind whenever I pack my stuff and I'm ready to go for a vacation. Now this is the whole status of this whole entire dunya, that we are preparing to our journey to our graves one day. Our booking for that journey is already reserved. When, Allah only knows. So when you remember this, by the way, you will be always alert, if you will. You will always be prepared. As it was mentioned in the hadith, عِشْ فِي الدُّنْيَا كَأَنَّكَ غَرِيبٌ أَوْ عَابِرُ سَبِيلٍ. Live this world how? As a stranger or a person who is only passing by. Believe me, if we apply this, we will excel in our relationship with Allah. We will overcome many of our issues that we are fighting over. For example, I remember back home in my local masjid, people, they may fight over the temperature of the masjid, okay, the fans, who's controlling which aspects of the masjid, who's calling adhan, okay. When you remember that you are not living here forever, would you stop and take the time